Xander J. Hobson here, stand-up comedian, entertainer, director and producer, boxing documentaries, and internet troll to those who need internet trolling. This here is another episode of The Devil's Advocate, brought to you by the Brilliant Artist Movement. I'm trying to grow the platform, so please, folks, subscribe, like this video, hate this video, share it. Leave a comment in the comment section. It could be something nice or it could be something nasty, but just know, if you say something cute in my comment section, I want to be all over your punk ass like a leopard. I am the troll's troll, and trolling me will not be tolerated. So, I was watching Comedy Hype, and I saw where the comedian Pierre was vaccinated against the coronavirus, but nevertheless, he still caught the virus. There was a conversation that took place about that. People who were pro-vaccine and people who were against the vaccine. And once again, America is divided into teams. Team Floyd Mayweather, Team Manny Pacquiao, Team Dallas Cowboy, Team Philadelphia Eagles, Team Vaccinated, Team Unvaccinated. And personally, I respect anyone's right to do with their body what they want to do with their body. We live in a time when you have people who are pro-life and people who are pro-choice. Now, we can respect a woman's right to have an abortion, but we won't respect the person's right not to be vaccinated. You got a lot of people that say, well, the reason why they want you to be vaccinated is because they want to eradicate the coronavirus. As a matter of fact, one of the sisters on Comedy Hype, that's exactly what she said.
But to answer Capone's question, the reason people are on you so bad is because they're trying to eradicate the virus. And with everyone getting vaccinated, which is what they're saying, then it doesn't mutate and become something else.
You mean like they eradicated cancer? You mean like they eradicated AIDS and syphilis? You mean like they eradicated the common cold and the flu? You mean eradicated in that manner? In my 53 years of living, there's never been a virus or a disease that I know of that has been eradicated.
There's only one virus that has been eradicated, and that was the polio vaccine, and it took 184 years to do it.
Again, you get a lot of people that come on these airwaves and give their opinions and points of views.
This is my thing. Pierre just spoke about scientists. There are scientists and doctors that saying don't take it. There are just as many scientists that saying take it as they are saying don't take it. My thing is this: if you take it, I have nothing against you. If you don't take it, I have nothing against you. My thing is, why are you trying to make me take it if I don't want to take it?
If we know that this exists, we know that 4 million people worldwide have died. 200 million people were exposed to the virus. There literally is so much virus in some of the places in this country that only places in Africa have more. I want the best for you. If you don't want the best for you, I get it.
Right. So the brother comes up, waiter, no mask, and so he's talking. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I was like, first question, are you vaccinated? He says, no. I said, your ass need a mask.
Harry Spears, he was talking about why are we giving our opinion on the situation that we are currently facing.
I'm just curious. Remember, let's be peaceful. When so many of y'all get degrees in medicine and science, and that you know more than the doctors and the actual scientists.
Well, Harry Spears is the guy who is overweight. He looks like he's in poor health, and to be quite frank, Harry Spears looks like he's not the cleanest person in the world. Now, I didn't say that to take a cheap shot at Harry Spears. I'm just simply stating the facts. I believe that Harry Spears is also a smoker. Now, I said that to say this. As I was listening to Pierre,
this is the big one here. This is the one they want to shut the world down with.
talking about the coronavirus. I believe Pierre is in poor health. I think he only has one kidney function, and he may have diabetes or some other type of disease. But all of that said, when I've spoken to people about, first and foremost, let me cover this. I know several individuals who have had the coronavirus, and thankfully, no one that I know has died. However, whenever I spoke to someone who lost a family member or a friend to the coronavirus, to be quite frank, it was always some old motherfucker who had some type of health problems, or someone who was extremely obese and overweight. Now, I don't know of anyone who was in great physical condition who has died of the coronavirus. That's not to say that there hasn't been individuals who were in great physical condition who has died of the coronavirus. I'm just saying I don't know of any examples or situations where a person who was in great physical condition who died of the coronavirus. Again, in each case, it was always someone who was elderly or in poor condition who died from the coronavirus. In my lifetime, I have been vaccinated on a number of occasions. I got the 6 shots for the anthrax virus. I got the various shots to prevent one from getting hepatitis. And of course, I got the flu shot and the chicken pox vaccination, countless vaccinations. But in all the years that I've been vaccinated from these various diseases and viruses, there's never been a situation where there's been a financial incentive for me to take any of these shots. And when I've seen the examples where there has been financial incentives for people to be vaccinated, right away a red flag goes up.
So there's got to be a reason that they're trying to get everybody to take this. I mean, they're going through measures as far as putting you in a lotto to win $1 million, giving you free Krispy Kreme donuts. Does that make any kind of sense? Why are you so concerned about a person that don't want to take? Why is this such a confrontational situation here?
What's the deal? What's it all about? An explanation, if you don't mind, and a categorical one. Because in every scenario that I know of, when there have been financial incentives to do things, and the way they've been dangling money in front of individuals, like they've been dangling money in front of folks with the vaccination, it's always been some type of scam going on. So what type of scam is being perpetuated when individuals are giving out a financial incentive to get a vaccination, when there's never been in the history of the world a financial incentive to be vaccinated? Now, prior to me becoming Xander J. Hobson, stand-up comedian, entertainer, director and producer, boxing, documentary, and internet troll to those who need internet trolling, I was Technical Sergeant Joel A. Hobson, United States Air Force. And prior to being a member of the United States Air Force, I was Corporal Joel A. Hobson, United States Marines. And throughout my Marine Corps career, I have seen things that transpired that made me question their motives. Now, the most notable thing that I saw as a member of the United States Armed Forces was the propaganda that was being implemented to sell the United States of America on the war in Iraq and the war in Afghanistan. And we all know what type of mess that we got as a result of those two wars. The most notable thing that we can speak of is what is currently happening in Afghanistan. Now, I say it all to say this: the same propaganda that was implemented to get the Americans behind these two wars that has plunged this country into huge financial debt to China was a propaganda similar to the propaganda that is being used to try to get Americans behind this vaccination. Now, I'm going to get ready to wrap this up. But before I wrap this up, I want to point out one important thing. Like most Americans, when this coronavirus kicked in, I was petrified. But after a while, I started doing some research. And one of the things that I saw in doing the research was the numbers of deaths that were being reported just didn't add up.
If we know that this exists, we know that 4 million people worldwide have died. 200 million people were exposed to the virus. There literally is so much virus in some of the places in this country that only places in Africa have more.
What do I mean when I say this? I looked at a 2018 survey about deaths in the United States. And what I discovered was around 7,500 people die in the United States on a daily basis. Now, this was before the coronavirus, but nevertheless, from what I gathered, 7,500 people in the United States die on a daily basis. Some people die from the coronavirus, some people die from cancer, some people die from natural causes, some people die because they were scratched by a cat, some people die because they fell down the steps and broke their neck. But nevertheless, 7,500 people in America die a day. That's 250,000 people a month, 3 million people a year die in the United States. And we're not talking about the rest of the world. We're just talking about the United States of America. So, again, this is something for you to think about. I want to point out also, there has been a financial incentive for doctors to report deaths under the banner of the coronavirus. I know this because I have a friend who works in medical billing, and she was the first one to bring this to my attention. So, with that said, I just wanted to add my 2 cents to this conversation. You got people who are pro-vaccination and people who are against vaccination. If you're asking me, you can do what you want, but I'm sick and tired of people like D.L. Hughley, Roland Martin, Ari Spears, and all the others trying to sell the vaccination to those who don't want to buy it. Hey, listen, I'm done with it.